I remember growing up in Nigeria. I remember the men and women that did physical jobs. They looked ripped, like they go to the gym. And I know they don't go to the gym. And I know they're not on any special diet. So it got me curious. I was like, what's in this diet? What do they eat? Allow me to introduce this African super seed that nobody knows about to the world. I was mind blown with the amount of protein in it. So it had 33 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's more than chicken. Yeah. So, and I went to look for protein, and instead I found more. So with my company, I support small local farmers in West Africa, and also support orphans in Nigeria. Just in Nigeria, there are 17.3 million orphans. 17.3 million. So that's a combination of Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland population combined. Yes. So what I want to achieve is to bring African super seed to the world, and then on the other side, I want to support farmers and also orphans. Yeah. So my name is Chibs. It's a short form for Chibuikem, but just call me Chibs. That's easier. Not chicken and chips. You just change the P to a B. Okay. Chibs, yes. And I'm the founder of a company called GuDee. So we're a food and nutrition startup redefining protein using West African super seeds.
Amazing. Okay. How did this idea come about?
So two ways. So the first way was I was looking for, because my company focuses on natural protein. So I was looking for a natural alternative to your protein powders and protein bars, because they're just ultra processed and packed with, additives and chemicals. So I was looking for an alternative to that. And on the other hand, my previous career, I'm an aerospace engineer. That's what I used to be. And in that career, I felt like I wasn't improving people's life. So I wanted to do something that can actually make a difference to people's life. So that combination of that led me to start my company. So with this company, I can improve people's well-being through nutrition. And also I found a natural alternative for myself. So I can tell you a bit more on how I got to find out the seeds if you want.
Go for it.
Go for it. All right. So I'm Nigerian originally. So I left Nigeria to come here to pursue my aerospace career. So now, when I was looking for the natural alternative for proteins, I decided to look backwards instead of forward, right? So I looked back to Nigeria, all right? I was like, I remember growing up in Nigeria. I remember the men and women that did physical jobs. They looked ripped, like they go to the gym. And I know they don't go to the gym. And I know they're not on any special diet. So it got me curious. I was like, what's in this diet? What do they eat? So I identified a dish that most families consume at least 4 times a week, at least. So it's called egusi soup, or stew. Yeah, so depending on where you are in Nigeria. So it's made from this seed, called egusi seed. So I took the seeds to a food lab to do a full nutrient profile. I was mind blown with the amount of protein in it. So it had 33 grams of protein per 100 grams. That's more than chicken. Yeah. So, and I went to look for protein, and instead I found more. So I found the protein I was looking for, but I also found 17 essential vitamins and minerals all in that super seed. And when I found this, I thought, okay, cool, what can I do with this? So I used this as an alternative instead of in my smoothie, instead of protein powder, I used it. Delicious. You don't get none of those aftertaste and powdery, chalky taste you get from your protein powders. I use it to make a high protein flapjack. So instead of your ultra processed protein bar, you can have the bar, and even as a snack. And there's more coming from this one super seed. So it was from my heritage, and now I'm introducing it to the world.
I love that. I love the fact that I love what you said about looking back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Even with like our diets, for example, I've had gut issues for a long time, and I was like, well, what did my grandparents do? And so I looked at like an Ayurvedic diet, and honestly, like it's just what were they doing before? That's really interesting.
Exactly. Yeah.
So what's the impact that you're hoping to have on the world?
So my impact is two things. So the one side is to improve people's well-being through nutrition, so people can live longer, and not just living longer, a more fulfilled life, healthy, etc. So that's one side of it. And that side of it would allow me to introduce this African super seed that nobody knows about to the world, to also kind of enjoy this natural um, protein powerhouse we have. Now, the other side of it is the social impact. So with my company, I support small local farmers in West Africa, and also support orphans in Nigeria. Yes, so what I want to achieve is to bring African super seed to the world. And then on the other side, I want to support farmers and also orphans. So like in Nigeria, just in Nigeria, there are 17.3 million orphans. 17.3 million. So that's a combination of Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland
I can't even
population
comprehend that
combined.
number. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, so when I found out that I had to do something. So my plan is to reduce that number. Yes, reduce that number starting from Nigeria, move on to West Africa, then Africa, and then the UK. So
Love
that's
it.
my plan. Yes, that's what I want to do.
Big goals.
Very big goals. Yeah. Yeah.
What is it that drives you then?
So what drives me is my need to get to that goal. So for instance, I'll give you an example. So we went to an orphanage early last year, around the time we launched. So we went just to provide food. And that's what we thought they would need. It was more than that. So we went there, even so the actual housing was awful. So there was no mattress. They were sleeping on concrete floor, bro. Concrete floor. And I remember the lady that looked after them. One of them said that because of the cold concrete, they always get cold during the cold seasons in Nigeria. So you had no mattress. They didn't have a mosquito net, or the windows, the mosquito net, they were damaged. So the mosquito was basically ravaging them. So there's lots of malaria issues there. And then also the structure of the building was very weak. So, and I realized, oh my God, it's not just food here. So we need to actually, uplift the entire building. So not just by providing them food, but also a place to live. So we supplied them with mattresses and pillows and bed sheets. And I remember how excited the kids were. You know what I mean? That, they're no longer sleeping on the floor. They've gone to the bed. And I remember the feeling for me was, I didn't change their life completely. But what I did was bring them from here to here. You know what I mean? So if I gave them food, okay, they'll eat today, but tomorrow is back to square one. But with this, they're not here anymore because they don't sleep on the concrete floor anymore. So now they've got a mattress they can actually sleep on. So if I can just do that today, and that drives me to kind of keep doing that up and up and up and up. Yeah.
Sorry, Chip.
Let's see.
Chip, what does success mean to you, and how has that changed since starting your company?
So success for me means, so if you look at my company, my success means achieving my goal. So having a revenue target I want to get to, and also I want the amount of scale I want to get to in terms of the various products I want to launch. But then also success for me is when everybody's talking about this super seed. You know what I mean? Like this thing that nobody knows about, that all of a sudden is the talk of the town. I walk past the Tesco's, the Sainsbury's, I see it there. And I look there, I see someone having my product. So that for me, that would be success. Because remember, I told you one of my vision is to bring it to the world. So for me, that is success.
What are some of the challenges you're facing currently then?
So the challenge for me is, so because I'm a new company, so I'm only 18 months in. And so there are two things: new brand, new product. So new brand, nobody has ever heard about me. And secondly, nobody has ever heard of this product. So what does that mean? That's a lot of education. And that's the challenge I did not anticipate. But then it makes sense why people will need that education to basically to buy into this thing they never heard about before. So my biggest challenge is educating people. So the reason it's a challenge is because I'm a startup, I don't have the resource to do that on a big scale. So I have to go to like trade events where my target customers are, go there, educate them, to allow them to go and educate others, etc., etc. So my biggest challenge is the education and not having the resource to kind of, do it on a mass, yeah, on a mass, so yeah.
And Chip, final question for you. I've got magic megaphone. If I give you this megaphone, anything you speak into it, all of society will hear it. What is your message that you want to spread?
So my message would be, so this would be to any entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur. So don't wait until it's perfect. Just go. That's it. Don't wait. Just do. Perfection will come later. But perfection will slow you down. Just go. That's my message.
Chip, thank you so much,
All right,
buddy.
man. Thank you very much.